Hello everyone, my name is Shadwani. I am from FIBCom. My today's topic is production function. In this, we are going to discuss production function, use of production function, forms of production function, short run production function, long run production function, and law of variable proportion. Production. It is an activity that transforms input into output. According to Professor Nicholson, production is the creation or addition of those economic utilities which in general are the result of labor, possesses exchange value, and are appropriated. In this sense, production can be defined as creation of values. Such values may exist in the form of goods or in the form of direct services. Production implies creation or addition of value. In fact, production is any activity that increases consumer usability of goods and services. Production function. A production function expresses a relationship between input and output under conditions of a given technology. That is, a production function exhibits a purely technical relationship which connects factor inputs and outputs. Thus, the relationship between inputs, factor of production, and output is known as production function. It includes all technically efficient methods of production. Thus, given the technical conditions of production, the output of a particular type of goods depends on the quality of two or more outputs. Now we are going to see how production function can be expressed. Q is equal to f of x1, x2 and x3. Here Q is equal to amount of output, x1 is equal to amount of land, x2 is equal to unit of labor and x3 is equal to units of capital. The production function expresses the relationship between the quality of output and the qualities of the various inputs used. As Stigler has aptly pointed out, the production function is the name given to the relationship between rates of input of productive services and the rate of output of the product. It is the economist's summary of technical knowledge. Now we are going to see the uses of production function. The uses of production function are as follows. How to obtain maximum output, helps the producers to determine whether employing variable inputs costs are profitable, highly useful in long run decisions, and it can be also used because it provides least cost combination of inputs and to produce an output. There are mainly three forms of production function. First, production function relating to increasing returns. When the proportionate increase in output is greater than the proportionate increase in all inputs, it is said to be production function relating to increasing returns. To put it differently, with the given factors and technology, if more output can be obtained or if the same output can be obtained with the use of less quantity of factors than used earlier, it is known as production function with increasing returns. If the price of the factors remains the same, we get production function with diminishing cost. Production functions relating to constant returns. When the proportionate increase in all the outputs is equal to the proportionate increase in output, it is said to be production function with constant returns. If the factor prices remains the same, we get production function with constant cost. Production function relating to diminishing returns. When the proportionate increase in output is less than the proportionate increase in all inputs, it is said to be production function with diminishing returns. If factor prices remains the same, we get production function with increasing cost. So, these were the three main forms of production function. The production function as expressed above represents a technical relationship between physical input and physical output. There are two types of production function, short run production function and long run production function. In this, we are going to see short run production function first. Short run production function is that wherein the quantities of some inputs, say land and capital, are kept constant and the quantity of one input, say labor, is varied. This kind of production function is known as short run production function. The short run production function in the case of inputs, say labor and capital, with capital as fixed and labor as variable, can be expressed as follow. Q is equal to F function L, C. Here Q is equal to quantity of output, L is equal to labor and C is equal to capital. The study of short-run production function lies within the subject matter of the law of diminishing returns, which is also known as the law of variable proportions. Now we are going to see long-run production function. In the long-run production function, all inputs are variable. Production can be increased or decreased by changing one or more inputs. Here, the firm can change the size of its plant as also its scale of operation. This can be expressed as under Q is equal to f of function L, C and L, wherein Q is equal to quantity of output, L is equal to labor, C is equal to capital and Li is equal to land. The study of long-run production function forms the subject matter of laws of returns to scale. Now we are going to see law of variable proportion in detail. The law of variable proportions bears relationship with the production function and is also known as the law of non-proportional output. The law expresses a functional relationship between the change in variable factors and the change in output. Law of variable proportions is also known as short-run law of production. Some assumptions are to be considered in this law of variable proportions. First is one factor say L is variable and the other factor say K is constant. Second assumption is labor is homogeneous. Third is technology remains constant, and last one, factor combination is flexible. The tabular representation of the law is as follows. From this tabular representation, the following observations can be made. Increase in variable factors to fixed factor leads to a continuous increase in marginal product up to the third combination, as you can see in the table. Second can be marginal product is maximum at the third combination and thereafter it declines. Third is marginal product is 0 at the ninth combination, x plus 9. Total product, however, is maximum at this point. Fourth, marginal product becomes negative after the ninth combination and the total also begins to decline. And the last observation can be average product increases up to fourth combination and thereafter it declines. Besides tabular representation of the law, there is also a figure of graphical representation of the law. From this figure, the following conclusions can be made. When the marginal product goes on increasing, the total product increases at an increasing rate. Second one, when the marginal product is 0, the total product is maximum. When the marginal product becomes negative, the total product starts declining. Fourth, the average product rises as long as marginal product lies above it. And the last one, the average product starts declining when the marginal product becomes less than the average product, and therefore the marginal product curve cuts the average cost curve at the maximum point. There are three stages of law of variable proportions. First is stage of increasing return, second stage of diminishing returns, and third stage of negative returns. It can also be explained in the form of tabular form, as you can see in the figure. From this figure, the three stages can be easily understood. Thank you.